Hello everyone, my name is Captain Jack and welcome back to Space Engineers. We're back today with another fantastic creation from the Steam Workshop. With me today I have the C-9979 landing craft, commonly known as the Star Wars Droid Lander, the Trade Federation Lander, the Droid Carrier Ship. It has a variety of names throughout the Star Wars universe. Now it's first seen in Star Wars Episode 1, you see it a little bit in Episode 2 in some shots, and then you mostly see it in the Clone Wars, deploying droids all over the entire system of the Star Wars galaxy to basically conquer the galaxy. It's quite a versatile craft. It deploys MTTs, tanks, you've seen it deploying super battle droids. It's got a variety of weapons on board which you can carry around to basically subjugate a system in the name of a separatist alliance. It's quite cool. Now this fantastic build is made by Primo Super T. They've been making a ton of fantastic Star Wars creations for quite a while now, including some Halo ones. If you haven't checked out their workshop, I heavily suggest you go and check it out. A link will be down below in the description. But first, you're probably thinking, Jack, what is so special about this landing craft? Not only does it operate in both space and atmosphere, as you can see here, it also has a fully retractable landing gear system, entry system. The door will open up here, which I will show you in a memento. It also has rotating wing guns, which you can see over here, some very big cannons. And it's got a variety of features, which I'm going to show you. So yeah, tune in. It's going to be quite a cool episode today. Alright, so first we're going to take a look at the exterior of this. Now, Primo does capture the design of the landing craft quite well. You can see how it's designed in Episode 1. It's got this sort of H formation when you look at it that way, and it's quite cool. You've got the giant turrets up here. Now, if you ever played the game Star Wars Starfighter, you know these turrets can be quite deadly. So they're parked up here, and it's using the Star Wars mod pack, and they do certainly pack a punch. You've also got some additional turrets over here. So expect if this thing came under attack, it could probably defend itself a little bit, but it's still going to need like a fighter escort or be attached to some bigger landing ships is my best suggestion. I'm probably going to do a battle soon where we try and utilize these ships in some way, so it's going to be quite nice. Primo's put a lot of details into the actual side bits here. You can see the heavy armor slots and the blaster blocks, but also the inclusion of passageways and these blocks as well. A very nice addition to make the ship really stand out a bit more. Now, one thing is I love the inclusion of this sort of spine bit over here, because I think this looks really nice. I mean, just look at this. These are the blaster blocks, the corner blocks, and obviously the cargo containers as well. I think this is using the is it arc furnace? So the blast, oh no, this is a basic refinery, yeah. I keep wanting to call it the blast furnace or the arc furnace, but those have been removed now. But yeah, a lot of the ship uses a combination of heavy armor, light tan armor, and of course the blaster blocks. And I think the blaster blocks really do make it stand out well. You can see here, Primo has spared no expense in the design of this starship, and it fits in really well throughout the entire thing. I love how the wings are just, you know, so detailed over here. Typically, some people wouldn't just bother detailing them, as you're not really going to use them much, but Primo has gone to the extra time of detailing all of the parts of the ship here. And the landing craft really does stick out well among other creations. You can see me flying in at the starter part of this video, and wow, does it look good. Anyway, focusing on the landing shaft point down here, you can kind of see this is the main door here. This does split in two, of which I'll show you in a minute, and you can sort of see the inside there. Then obviously you've got landing gears down here as well. We're currently landed on a few. You can see it's locked down there. Now, the landing support for this is actually quite well. In a little intro video, you did see me sort of like dent the surface as I almost crashed into it. Luckily, it sustained no damage. The landing gear is actually held up quite well. So yeah, landing this thing on many planet surfaces is going to be quite cool. I really want to do like another ground battle of these soon, as I think it could be quite cool. You also got the engines up here as well. Now, these obviously using LCD blocks as the engines. So when you get far away, they do unfortunately dim out, which is a bit of a shame. Hey, but that is just a Space Engineer's error. We've got a couple of connector blocks up here. I don't know if these are connected. Yeah, they are connected. So you can, of course, resupply things up here as well. Now the question is, do we have a top connector? I don't believe we do. Because in some of the shows, the landing craft was sort of docked to, what the hell's the ship called again now? General Grievous' command ship had a few docked to him. It's not the Invisible Hand of a Providence class. It was the, begins with an R. Oh, balls, what was it called now? Rescue class. I can't pronounce it myself. I'll put an image on screen of a ship I'm thinking now. But that ship here, the landing craft, was docked to that one. So I was kind of expecting like a docking collar up here or something like that. Or some sort of, you know, connector block. But I guess this here could be sort of labelled as that. So maybe that's why it is. Now, one thing I'd like to see is how people actually utilise this ship. I think it could be quite cool. I would love to see if you guys can come up with some brilliant screenshots of the droid army invading different planets in the Space Engineers universe. Make sure to tweet me those if you do find them, and I'll retweet some of the best and see if there's any prizes for some good ones. But anyway, you're probably thinking, Jack, show us the interior of it, show us it opening up, so that's what I'm going to do. Now you saw in the little opening part here, the doors do open up here, they go extend out, and now they should go to the sides. There we go, they open up, and the ramp does come down. This might clang a little bit as we're sat at a different angle. There you go, this is going to hit and make a bad noise. Oh, I think we just broke something. No, it's fine. We didn't break anything. Not too much. But you can see there when it extends out, it basically means vehicles can come down there. Now, I do believe some of the hovercraft can exit there. I just don't think you'll be able to get them back on too much. But hey, let's progress through here. I'm going to keep this in spectator cam. But we can seal the entrance up again now by pressing number 4. I'll show you a bridge in a minute where my character's actually sat. But you can see here it seals up and hello. There you go, the door's sealing. Ta-da! And bang, it seals closed there. Now this does retract, there you go, the door does retract and seals there as well. So this entire front part is sealed to a manner of speaking. Obviously you can open it up from the inside, there we go. One thing you're going to notice is landing craft, it does have a few lighting errors, and that is not an issue with the builder Primo. It is simply just an SE error, and it's something we unfortunately have to deal with. Now I do believe this is a ramp that comes down. Unfortunately I don't see the control panel, it must be upstairs. We'll go look upstairs in a minute. But let's run along the side here. We'll go up here through these doors and see what we can find. Bit of a service hatch over here, hello, hello, hello. And this is just like a control block. Alright. And see it and bang, we're in the next section of the actual lander now. More sections up here, which I'll show you in a minute. I don't think we can access these, can we? No, we can't. So this is made to look like that you can access these wings here, but obviously you can't because there's cargo containers in it, so it's not a big deal. We're going to walk down here, and I do believe this button, deployment ramp. Deployment ramp upside down, okay. Oh, there we go. It triggers an alarm as it lowers down. That's quite a cool feature, isn't it? I like that. And bang, you can just step over here and go straight down. And that alarm's going to go... Can we turn it off? Because that alarm's going to get really... Oh, no, it stopped, okay. But you can just... It sounds the alarm, and then you can sort of pop down there. So the idea is you'd move your tanks and stuff all the way along here, put them on that ramp, and then lower it down. Quite cool. So going along here, we can see the actual area of where all our tanks and stuff is stored. Now, I had to convert the grid to a station as the MTT in here. Fantastic build, by the way. It does like being a little bit upset at times. It didn't like the idea that I was landed on the surface and decided to clang out, and I think it broke a little bit round the back here. But other than that, it's quite fine. So you can see here, Primo has a variety of vehicles installed in the landing bay here, and you can probably install more. So we've got the all-terrain tanks over here, and we've got the MTTs, a good variety of vehicles. And you could stock some additional stuff in here. You've got a bit of hangar space up here as well for anything else you want to dock. And I don't think we can take anything out of here. Okay, so this is just sort of like an empty area of which you can load stuff into the wing, I guess. You could probably store more stuff in there, I guess. But I'm thinking it's probably... Yeah, you can't really store too much in there because you're going to go for the armor plating, so not the best idea. And I do believe we can walk along these as well, can't we? Yeah. So the idea is you can sort of board the MTTs through here, which I think is quite cool. Because, yeah, oh look, there's a little hatch in the back. So we can come along this sort of doorway here by walking along, and we can sort of jump over. There you go. And I think we can just crouch and get in. And there you go, control, and we seal the hatch. Bang. We're now inside the MTT. I'm not going to drive this around as it probably will break. But, yeah. Oh, there's another hatch here. I don't know what this does. Let's get out of here. There you go. We'll just quickly out the hatch at the back there. But it's quite good. I love how Primo's actually designed this because it's really cool. And yeah, I can't wait to use these MTTs a lot more as they're quite nice. So yeah, this is the vehicle bay for the landing craft. It's got quite a variety in it. Obviously, you can fit more ships in it if you want. You can obviously fit different separatist vehicles in here. You could probably fit a couple of like fighter droids in here. I'm not sure how they'd get out. I guess you'd have to fly them at the bottom. But other than that, it's quite good. Bit of an access hall up here. This will take us to the bridge, I believe. Whoop, there we go. Door. Through again. And another door. Alright, so bridge is just in here. I thought the other room was a bridge. It wasn't. That was just a normal room. So this is the command bridge up here of the lander. Now, I do believe you can see this in some of the Clone Wars episodes. But yeah, of course, you've got droid control seats here, some programming blocks, maybe the droid uplink, and also you've got a variety of that. Now, we can hop in this seat, and bang, we are now in control of the Trade Federation lander. It does look quite cool when you look at it like this. I mean, just jumping in spectator mode a minute. Look at how big this does look on the surface. And you can see the size of the tanks inside if I fly in. It is really impressive. Alright, so we're going to attempt a takeoff. Okay, so I had to do a quick repaste there as Space Engineers slightly glitched out and it dropped all the vehicles out of the floor. I think you can see here. Yeah, there's a few tanks which have landed over here now. I think this has broken the engines. No, okay, they're still working. Alright, so you can see I had to repaste it here. Not a big deal. You might run into that glitch sometimes just because when some grids are connected. But you can see here the lander here is up and flying. I'm not sure if I can give you a quick demonstration of how it moves. But I guess we can show you here. Now, typically the landers would rise like this, which is quite cool. And they sort of like twist and turn. There we go. And we can fire the guns as well. There you go, the laser firing. Number 2 allows us to use rotors, and we can turn the guns down. So if the lander is landing sort of like a hot landing zone, it can fire forward and sort of, you know, barrage its own zone it's landing in, which I think is quite cool, because that way it can, you know, defend itself in sort of like a hot situation. Now, number 4 is obviously our doorway. I'm not going to open it up. Number 8 is our landing gears. And number 9 is the radiant ion drive engines. I think if I turn these off, yeah, we fall down. Let's not turn the engines off in atmosphere. Might be a very bad idea. But yeah, this has been the Trade Federation lander. Do I recommend you pick it up off the Steam Workshop? Absolutely. It is amazing. I don't think I'm missing any details about this, but the instructions for piloting is you need to find a clear and flat area for a landing zone and begin the landing procedures. When touching the ground, press 8 on the toolbar to lock the landing gear, and that's kind of the way you're best to go. Primer has also left some instructions on how to best land it, such as the expander section there in the Steam description, so if you do want to play with this and make sure you land it in great detail, make sure to go and read that. In the meantime, I've been Captain Jack, thank you for joining me in this video, and I'll make sure to catch you next time. Goodbye.